So is this coin naturally toned or artificially toned? Take a look at the reverse. Take a look at the obverse. The answer to this will surprise you. It's also going to upset many of you. People are going to blow their stacks over this one, but it's the facts. Chemistry doesn't lie. But first, a real quick plug. Here is my Coin Help You community. If you need help with coins, if you have questions, post your coins over here, post your questions over here. Also, portsmouthcoinshop.com. If you need to buy coins for your coin collection or support this channel, support my little coin shop, come over to portsmouthcoinshop.com. Also, we'll be at the Hurricane Coin Show this Saturday. Come out and visit us, do business. Check out the nice new venue they have. It's really nice in there, and real nice gymnasium, real clean, good lighting. So check it out. Hurricane, West Virginia. Type in Hurricane Coin Show or Milton Coin Show. It used to be Milton, and it'll come up in a search, USA Coin Shows or CoinZip. Okay, despite what some people think, and I've said in the comments before, I am the type of person, once I learn new facts that prove me wrong, then I adopt those facts. And toning and natural and unnatural toning is one of those examples. I've always told people that looks like unnatural toning. That doesn't look like natural toning. Well, I didn't understand some of the things about the chemistry of toning. And I've told you before, I got this book by William Moore White, and I've been reading it, and this guy here has at least 16 patents, chemistry patents. And he's published in Coin World, and he's studied, and he's literally toned coins, then he's dipped them and weighed them. And this whole book is just experiment after experiment after experiment. He knows his stuff. So I will go with what he says over PCGS, over NGC, over the top guys in the field. I will go with what this man says, because chemistry has math, and math is not going to lie to you. Chemistry is not going to lie to you. It will explain it to you exactly. So let me say this, that probably the easiest thing is to show you something that he's talking about in this. So I want to show everyone, this is the chemical reaction that causes most toning on silver. And silver only tones there's a small amount of ways silver's toned. Okay. And all these processes, they're all natural. Okay. So this is the chemical reaction. We know this. This is a fact. This is not guessing or opinions or anything like that. It says hydrosulfuric acid, H2S, which is liberated into the air as a gas by a variety of chemical mechanisms. Cooking eggs, that's one of them. Can react with silver coin rapidly or very slowly depending on the concentration of the gas and the time of its release. The reaction is described by the following equation. And try not to get, copyrights here, but this information is just so important because it's not out there, because no one who is at PCGS or NGC is considering the chemical reactions. And he said that there's no natural or unnatural toning. So I want to read something here. Intentional and accidental toning. This is what he's calling it. It's not that it's natural or unnatural. It is a natural process, chemical reaction, but he said it should not be defined as such. He said that's poor terminology to use, because coins are going to tone for various reasons, but there's the same chemical reaction. And that's the point he's making. If a coin is cleaned and it tones, it's going to look different than a coin that is original, that just came off the press or just came off the mint from the coining process, because it's never been touched. It's never been cleaned before. It's never had circulation. So therefore, it's going to look different. Sometimes if there's more of the sulfide in the air, then it can rapidly cause the toning. Over time, that toning can change depending on how long it's stored. He literally lays it out that it depends on the time, how much is in the air, how much gas is in the air, the coin's actual preservation state before it's toned. And that takes me to a couple of things. I want to show you some images here. So we're looking at this coin. It's got wear. It's probably extra fine. So when it toned, it's not going to look the same as one of these or one of these. Plus, it's a piece dollar. So the way the alloy was mixed, how they were annealed, All of that has an effect on how a coin is going to tone when it's exposed to the same chemicals, the same gases. Okay, we're, like I said, H2S. Copper's a little different, but we're talking about silver. Copper can react in a lot of different ways. It's a very reactive metal. There's other equations that define that. But when we're talking about silver, this is it. These are toned like this because they came right off the mint, put in bags in storage. They were in bags that would have some type of sulfide in it. The bags might have other chemicals, as well as where they were stored in a damp basement, and they were left there. Okay, they were in darkness, dankness. So they slowly, over time, tone like this. Maybe some of them tone rapidly. There is a toning process for this, okay? But this coin right here, these coins here, the same chemical reaction happened to them that happened to this coin. Okay? Now, this one may have had other things, because it could have been a cardboard. Cardboard's going to leach the gases differently than a canvas bag. And what we're trying to say is that they're all natural tone, really, but it's really, we should say, these are probably accidental. This was probably accidental in an album. Looks like album toning, what we call it. So to me, when we're talking about natural and unnatural, that is incorrect. And he says it here. He said, in describing the toning on the silver coin, the words natural and artificial do not adequately explain what causes the thin film of metal sulfide to develop on the coin surface. This is because only the owner knows if he intentionally toned his coin while it was in his possession or if it happened by accident or chance. Expert coin graders who claim they can tell the difference between the two seem to have a miserable track record. I agree. It's my understanding that some silver coins from Norweb collection, which I haven't done research on, they were stored untouched in bank vaults for decades, have been returned by some grading services as being artificially toned, only to be resubmitted to another service and subsequently slabbed. The irony is that the auction cataloger raved about the coin's original toning prior to their sale. It says, behind all the confusion is the fact that silver and copper sulfide as compounds are the same whether formed intentionally over a short period of time or by accident while sitting for years in a safety deposit box. So, it's the same chemical reaction, folks. And that's what his argument is. It should be intentional or accidental, but there's more pleasing toning versus non-pleasing toning. The thing is, if you have a clean coin, a coin that's already been altered or messed with and it tones, it can't be considered natural. Even though it's naturally toned by the same natural chemical process. The same natural chemical process toned it as the beautiful monster tones. It still has to be a problem coin. But if you have a natural coin, if you have an original coin, an untouched coin, an uncirculated coin that's toned, if you have a coin that has naturally wear or no wear at all, a nice BU coin that gets toned, it has to be accidental or intentional, but it shouldn't be artificially toned. I've always recommended this article over here on the website. It's jhonecash.com/coin/tonemorgans.asp. I've always recommended it because you can see beautiful tone coins, but every one of these toned by the same chemical reaction. And some people probably would say some of these are not natural. Okay. Some grading companies even. Like I said, it's one of those things, but it's 50-50 sometimes. And this article explains a lot of things, but it then film interference and all that, but it doesn't explain the chemical reactions. And that is very important here. We need to use science and to move forward in coin grading and detecting the toning, detecting clean coins, detecting counterfeits and grades, and having a grading standard. We have the science now. We have the technology. We need to be moving forward with this and changing our terminologies and learning as we go and changing and evolving. This hobby needs to evolve to have the most honest descriptions of things, the most accurate description of things, and using the chemistry, using everything that we have at our disposal. And it says here, buy coins graded by PCGS or NGC. Don't go chasing raw coins on eBay until you know what you are doing. You will lose a lot of money buying great deals on eBay and won't even realize until you try to sell to a knowledgeable dealer. There are a lot of artificially toned coins out there. See, he said artificial. It's intentional or accidental. That's what we need to be going to. Some in NGC and PCGS holders. You see that? I'm going to read that again. Not all coins in PCGS and NGC holders are actually labeled correctly as artificial or natural. Okay? Because there's no artificial or natural. That's the problem. Trying to define it incorrectly. It's accidental or intentional, or a clean coin that toned, and that's what it needs to be advertised as. If you send a clean coin to NGC or PCGS, they're going to call it artificially toned, when in reality they should be calling it cleaned, intentional toning. That's what they should put on it. So these are there are a lot of artificially toned coins out there, some in NGC and PCGS holders. This guy deals in these. He knows what he's talking about. He just doesn't use chemistry that he needs to use, and we need to evolve the terminology. It says, learn the ropes by viewing as many nicely toned Morgans as you can before committing to a coin you suspect may be artificial. Okay, so anyways, the part he's talking about that's natural and the NT, there is a progression of collars here, but it's a chemical reaction, we know. It doesn't mean it's NT or AT. That's the issue here, because it's all the same chemical reaction. It's just happening to the surface of the coins, like different surfaces of coins under different circumstances, okay, different time frames, and that makes the toning look different. Okay, that's what's going to affect the toning. The coin itself, how it's mixed, how it's annealed, the metal, the mixture, and all that. Then where it's stored, how long it's stored, what it's touching, the environment, everything. There are different chemical reactions, but the main chemical reactions is like I said, is exposure to oxygen, H2S. So my point is, a chemist who knows what he's doing can literally create toned Morgans like this using the same technique. So at that point, it would be unnatural to some people, but it would look natural. It would pass muster. So, like I said, these were against bags. They toned under different circumstances, but the same equation can describe the chemical reaction that happened. And that goes for every tone coin out there. It's just that the surface of the coin is different, makes it look different. If it's altered, annealed differently, because not all Morgan dollars tone like this. And hardly any peace dollars at all tone. It's very rare for a peace dollar to tone. It takes a lot of effort to get them to tone. Even though they're both 90% silver, 10% copper. That's just the way it works. It's all about chemistry, and it's important to know the chemistry to help understand it, to define it, and to move forward in technology and in a grading standard. This has all got to happen. It's all got to move forward and to that end. So I know this smacks in the face of what is accepted and considered. I know people don't want to let go of their NT and their AT. I understand that. I've already done it. I'm done. I'm going with the facts. I'm going with chemistry. I'm going with science. I'm going with stuff that can be actually verified every single time the same way. I mean, literally. Take any coin you want. You can speed up the toning by adding more of the sulfides. He's done it. If you don't have this book, you need this book. Find it somewhere. I don't care if you have to pay $50 for it. It is worth every penny to learn what you need to learn. If you've never touched, most people just don't know chemistry at all. I took college chemistry. My goodness, it was so tough. I did great in labs. I like in hands-on, but learning all these equations or these chemical reactions, you had to predict some of them. It wasn't easy for me. But reading this book opened my eyes to a lot of things about toning. And we're going to have some more videos on it in the future, but this is one of them that I wanted to talk about. I know a lot of people are going to disagree. They're going to carry on and act silly in the comments over it because they just can't accept it. It's just so difficult for them. Just because toning's beautiful adds a grade to the coin, because it does that sometimes, or sells for thousands of dollars, it's still the same as that coin that someone thinks is AT. It's the same. It's still the same chemical reaction as the coin that doesn't sell for that much, or it's ugly. That's just how it works. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.